We want to welcome you to the webinar today on the text formatting wizard, which is part of the Accessibility Plus Toolkit in Moodle ISU. And with me today are Lisa Kidder, Sasha Johnson, Mark Cooper, and Alicia Ward. And my name is Kim Tompkinson. So first of all, why is text formatting important? Well, formatting text will draw the attention of the viewer to specific items, and it helps to emphasize important information. It also will allow you to create a layout that is clear and consistent on the pages of your course. Formatting can help users as they scan for things on a page so that they can find them more easily, because while they're scanning, those items will naturally stand out. So next, Lisa will go over some best practices for formatting text.
All right. So in terms of formatting text within your course, here's a couple of best practices that will help you keep accessibility in mind and make your course in a good place to support all students. First of all, we recommend using the editor tools in Moodle for formatting text. They tend to be, these four right here are the most commonly used ones. And in terms of copy and paste, assume that there are going to be issues. So if you copy and paste from somewhere, just assume, but there is, if you expand the toolkit using the arrow here, there is a cleanup code icon right here, and it will clean up some of the excess code when you are copying and pasting. But generally, it's best practice to copy plain text and then use the formatting issues to reformat your text within Moodle to make sure that everything is clean. Use the headings for structure, not for formatting. So the A with the drop-down menu is a way to put headings, like an outline for your course or your page or whatever it is that you're working on. They shouldn't be used for emphasis. They should be used for structure. In terms of emphasis, we recommend avoiding underlining, because in the online context, that indicates a hyperlink. So unless it is a hyperlink, which the Moodle formatting takes care of that, we discourage the use of underlining. And if you notice in the part of the Addo editor, underlining doesn't show up there to help remind you not to use it. In terms of readability for all students, the italics, the strike through, and the all caps, difficult to read. So we recommend using them really, really sparingly. And the best emphasis for your text to bring students' attention to it is to use bold. But again, to use bold to emphasize exactly what you want, because if everything is bolded, then nothing is bolded. Distract from that. There are some colors. They are high contrast colors that are built into the drop-down menu that you can use. If you decide to use color, we recommend using color and bold. And that way you have two ways that you're conveying that information. And so next, Mark's going to talk about how, now that you know some of these best practices moving forward, how to fix some of the stuff that is already in your course.
Thank you, Lisa. Let's talk a little bit about why you would use the text formatting wizard. And the question is, why would you not use the wizard in the Accessibility Toolkit? Because there's a lot of benefits that I'm going to explain, such as this toolkit wizard is convenient, it's efficient, and gives you peace of mind. So the wizard is wise, identifying all of the text formatting issues in one place for you. And so rather than hunting through your course, you now have the ability to quickly and easily fix formatting issues in your Moodle course with this wizard tool. And it'll give you the peace of mind in knowing that the text in your ISU Moodle course is accessible for all of your students. And there is a bulk fixing feature. We're going to go into this a little bit later in this webinar, but the bulk fixing feature within the Accessibility Toolkit makes it easy to fix text formatting issues using this bulk fixing feature. So you can fix several text formatting issues at the same time. By default, the screen will show the first 10 items on the page, and you can fix them all at once. But you want to be aware that depending on how many issues, formatting errors there are in the course, there may be multiple pages. So the bulk fixing option will fix 10 issues per page, one page at a time. And so now I'm going to send it over to Alicia, who will show us how to fix these text formatting issues using the Accessibility Toolkit wizard.
The Accessibility Plus Toolkit has these bulk fixing wizards, and 4 of them have to do with formatting text. So we're going to look at those 4 today. The first one is fixing all caps. So essentially what the toolkit does with these wizards is you run the report in your course and it will pull an error list of any issues that it finds. With these formatting wizards, it's pulling errors it finds in the HTML code. So for this all caps, you can see in the existing HTML code column, it's showing the sentence written in all caps. And then in the update to column, it shows that it wants to fix it to just a regular sentence case. So the wizard will, after you review the list of errors, you can submit a bulk fix for that page that will automatically update all of the code for any all caps errors that it finds. And one thing about the all caps wizard is that in the update to column, it allows you to make edits. So if you don't like what it's changing it to, you can click in there, type something different, and then click the submit bulk fixing button so that it will change it to what you want it to be. One of the reasons it finds all caps in your course as an error is because if users are using certain assistive technologies, such as a screen reader, the screen reader doesn't always recognize words in all caps as words. So instead of reading the word, it would read each individual letter, which could be really confusing for someone trying to get the context of the sentence. And then another thing is that, since you can update what it's going to change it to, if it pulls something that uses all caps, but that is supposed to, so like an acronym can be a good example of that. You don't want it to change the acronym to lowercase. You can just change that in the update to column, just change it back to all caps, and then it won't alter that portion. The next one is the fix bold wizard. So it looks for any code that uses the bold tag to style text. And what it does is updates that portion of text to use the strong tag instead. The italics wizard is really similar to the bold tag. It's just looking for any code in your course that uses the italics tag. When you submit the fixes for that, it updates it to the emphasis tag. So these updates are really just moving towards more updated code that's used now for using assistive technologies. The fourth one is the fix strike. So just like the other ones, it looks for any HTML code with the strike tag and it updates it to the delete tag. So that's the 4 that we're looking at. Next, I'm going to walk you through how you can find these wizards, find that error list, and then submit the bulk fixes. So the first thing is you have to have the Accessibility Plus Toolkit block in your course. Once you have that added, you will, on the right-hand side, be able to locate the block, and it will look like this, and you just submit for analysis. So you click that button, it's going to send your course through a review, and then that takes usually between like 5 and 30 minutes. So you'll want to wait for that to process. And then once it's reviewed your course, it will change. The block will now look like this. So it'll show the errors in your course, and this will allow you to actually review the error list. So you'll want to click on the bar graph icon in the center of the bottom of the block, and that will take you to the report page, which is where you can see kind of an overview of all the errors that it finds. To get to the wizard specifically, you click on the Go to Wizards button, and it will take you to this screen, and which has all the different wizards. There's several different ones that can fix different things in your course, but again, we're just looking specifically at the 4 for text formatting. So you'll click on whichever one you want. If you want to look into bold, you click Fix Bold. For this example, we're going to look at fixing all caps. So if you click Fix All Caps, it will take you into that page specifically, and it'll show you a list of all the errors. So for this example, there's only 1 all caps error. There may be more, and like Mark had mentioned, up to 10 per page. If you have more than 10, there's going to be multiple pages that you will be able to see as you scroll all the way to the bottom. There will be a page navigation that you can go to the next page. All of them look very similar, but again, the all caps has the option for you to change what it's going to update to. So as you review the error list, you can look at what it's going to update to, change it if you want, and then once it's all set the way you want it, you'd scroll all the way to the bottom. This page in particular, you don't have to scroll because there's only one, but if there's more, you will. So scroll to the bottom and then you hit the submit bulk fixing button. That will send the fixes through the process of updating the code. And then it will be reflected in your course. So it's not going to change the look of anything in your course. It's just going to change the code in the background, which is better for screen readers and other assistive technologies like that. We'll give you a little notification up at the top saying 10 or 5 fixes have been submitted to process, so that you know your fixes are going through that process.
Thank you. Want to learn more about the Accessibility Plus Toolkit, we do have a variety of ways for you to do that. And we have this library of Tiger Tracks articles on the Accessibility Plus Toolkit. So that's a knowledge base with how-to resources at your fingertips. And we have the ITRC video library that's a short walkthrough videos on the Accessibility Plus Toolkit, but we also have other videos on there for Moodle ISU. You can use those resources for just-in-time learning, or you can always reach out to us at the ITRC via email or phone. And if you need to, you can scan this QR code and it will take you to this page where these links are active and you can navigate to them.